Which means what? It's not just one thing, it's a number of things or events. So now what I want to do is I want to elicit from you, I want you to help me to try to what? Write or note down or pen down those events. Okay? Someone other than Nasruddin. Yes. Huh? Al-Barzakh, which is what? What? Life in the grave? Okay, in the grave. Okay, that's all right. Now what happens in life in the grave? Can you clarify more? Because we want something a little bit more specific than life in the grave.
The only picture what we get in heaven or
So we actually either get, we actually experience what we expect to receive in the hereafter.
Yeah.
Which they call what? Fitna. Fitnatul qabr. Fitnatul qabr. Or what? Na'im al-qabr. Good. That's really good. That's a good one. All right. All right, let's go this side. Give me another event that will happen on the agenda. Uh-huh. We have until 10:30?
Yes, we have until 11:30, but
I'm sorry, 11:30, yeah.
11:45.
11:45 can go? Okay, because I just want to make sure we finish in time
For another 15 minutes.
to do some practical... all right. Sisters, another thing that will happen in the grave. The question. Good. All right. This is what we call... we can put that. We'll just put questioning. And they call it, in Arabic, they call it an imtihan. An imtihan. Like a test, basically. So questioning in the grave. Perfect. All right, let's go to this side. Another event. Another event. Al-Mahshar. Okay, the people will be what? They'll be gathered on one plane. Okay. Gathering. Put that. Gathering. Sounds good. All right, let's come to this side. Another event. Another event.
No, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't questioning in the grave include life in the grave?
Okay, when he said life in the grave, I wrote the expression the way he said it. And then I asked him for clarity, and he put what? Fitnatul qabr wa na'imul qabr. So if you want, we can replace life in the grave with what? Fitnatul qabr wa na'imul qabr. Because this should be fitnatul qabr. This should be adab al-qabr. This should be what? Adab al-qabr. Should be adab al-qabr. So, when he mentioned it first, he mentioned this expression, life in the grave. And then I asked, okay, clarify, what do you mean by life in the grave? He said that we'll experience either what a person will experience in hellfire, if they're going to go to the hellfire, or we'll experience what a person will experience in paradise, we're going to go to paradise. And then we clarified and said, what? Adab al-qabr wa na'im al-qabr. Okay? Now the questioning is separate. The questioning, when you're first into the grave, you're what? Questioned. That's what they call imtihan or fitnatul qabr. Imtihan al-qabr or fitnatul qabr. Then after that, that determines, what you answer determines whether you get adab al-qabr or na'im al-qabr. Is that clarified? Does that help? Okay. All right. Again, we need another event from this side. Another event. I didn't hear. The hisab. Good. All right, so the accounting. All right. Or reckoning, let's say. Let's say reckoning. Okay. Reckoning. Okay, anything else? Anything else from this side that you can think of on the Day of Judgment? As-sirat, Hasan, the bridge. The bridge over heaven, right? The bridge. The bridge over hell. The bridge over hell. And that's hell, Catholic, right? Okay. Let's come to this side. One more event. One more event.
How come we're not including the floating of the wisdom?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Doesn't mean that we haven't included it. I'm asking you. All right. All right. So we'd say blowing the horn. Okay. The blowing of the horn. Okay. So these are some of the events. Some of the events of the day of resurrection, the last day. Are these events in order? Are these events in order? Okay. Why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about the events in order? Okay? Talk about their proofs. And then after that, I'll give you a practical exercise, split you up into groups. And we'll have these sequence of events all mixed up. And I'll depend on you and rely on you to do what? To put them in the correct order. Does that sound good? Does that sound fair? All right, let's do it. Okay. So first of all, we said that belief in the last day means believing in everything that will happen after death. And the first thing that will happen after death is the person will be what? The person will be asked in the grave. Once he's put in his grave, and the people walk away, he'll hear their footsteps walking away, and then one angel will come and sit on the right side, another angel will come and sit on the left side, and they'll ask him 3 questions. Those questions are, who is your Lord? What is your religion? And who is your prophet? Is that right? And these questions are called fitnatul qabr, or imtihan al-qabr. The fitna, the trial of the grave, or the test of the grave. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the believer, He'll make his feet firm and enable him to answer these questions. And for the one who had doubts in his faith, or he didn't believe at all, then this person will say, ha, ha. He won't be able to answer. He'll try to open his mouth to answer, and the only thing that will come out is what? Ha, ha. And then this person will be what? He'll be stricken with a hammer, made of steel, or made of iron, and he will cry out, and everything in the world hears this cry except human beings. And human beings, if they heard this cry, they would what? They would faint. Go ahead, Abdullah, yes.
I just want to ask, the one who answered the question, is it the body or the soul?
No, the body is rejoined with the soul. The body is rejoined with the soul, so they can, and he's made actually to stand up or to sit up in the grave, and he's asked these questions. طيب. So now this is what we call fitnatul qabr. Fitnatul qabr. So the people are 2 groups. Those people who Allah will make them firm, and this depends on what kind of believers they were in the dunya. It's not a thing where a person can memorize the answer to these questions. Some people will have no knowledge, no practical knowledge of Islam, very little knowledge of Islam. They're illiterate, they didn't read much, but they had strong faith, and they'll be able to answer the questions. And some people, like we have, for example, what they call mustashriqun, people who are Orientalists. They might know more about Islam. They're non-Muslims, but they might know more about Islam than you and me. And when they go in the grave, because they didn't believe, they won't be able to do what? Answer the questions. So the key thing here is what? Faith. The stronger a person's faith is, the more he will be able to do what? Answer these questions. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, يُثَبِّتُ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِالْقَوْلِ الثَّابِتِ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ. Allah will make the feet firm, make the hearts firm, make the believers able to answer in this world and in the hereafter. So then after this incident, when the person answers the questions correctly or incorrectly, then what will be open to him in his grave is either the pleasure, the delight and the comfort of paradise, because he was of the believers. So he'll actually experience in the grave, while he's waiting for the day of resurrection, he'll experience some of the pleasure of what? Of paradise. On the opposite side of the coin, the one who was not able to answer the question will experience what? Will experience adab. He'll experience punishment, and some of the punishment that he will ultimately experience in the hellfire. And this is what we call what? Adab al-qabr wa na'im al-qabr. So we have 2 events so far. What was the first event?